Oh, y'all are good. I need to catch it on film. Yeah. Meat hunter.
Sorry.
Gotta bite. I think I got a lot of stress on my mind. It's a nice day to go. Yeah, I gotta line. I'ma call the whole team.
Usually always use custom.
Yeah. But these aren't even custom, they're just built that way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I gotta change up on.
I just feel like the guys, I don't know. I mean, I don't know like what like, I don't know, compared to your rods at least. Your rods were fucking.
Those rods are over 20 years old. I've had them since 2002. I've had them for 21 years. The guy that had them before me had about the same amount of. I've not changed anything on them.
That's crazy. I mean, it shows if you take care of your stuff.
I don't. I don't. Not too small, but not too big either.
Is that medium size?
It's a medium. Yeah.
How's it made?
It's a honeycomb color in amber, but thin fiberglass composite. Yeah. And I mean, I'm going to 10 ounces.
It's holding.
It's holding, yeah, but we got to see how long it can take those kind of casts to be able to do it all night, you know.
Back up in New York, he's been sending me pictures of striped fishing. He was down here, he was fishing on the jetties, red fishing. I guess he's a representative for Black Hole USA. I've never heard of it. I don't even know.
Black Hole?
Black Hole?
Black Hole, H-O-L-E?
Yeah, Black Hole USA. Yeah, and he's been, I don't know if they make big rods or if it's mainly stuff for us boards. I have no clue. It's most likely like surf rods for stripers and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're surf fishing compared to our surf fishing is two different worlds.
Oh yeah.
Like they don't use surf weights. They allow their weights to move and drift and stuff.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay, we're on up on the shore.
Yep.
Oh, Black Hole USA. Black Hole Beach. So that. You have to set it, or do you have to? Look, well, that's the height. That's that kind of cast. Sounds good.
Well, there's one of the bad things now. It don't fit in the hole. Like that. Needs to be able to fit in the hole.
Oh, it's got a big spout.
Yeah. That's gonna be another thing they're gonna have to fix. It might, but I don't normally stack my rods up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially if I'm casting like this, so I'll set it down and I have to leave it like that. So, but yeah, you can do that. It just what ends up happening is when you're fighting the fish up and down the rail. Normally you can duck under a rod. Now you have to send the rod around or up and over, you know. Makes it a little more difficult to fight the fish. So
let me ask you this: the back of the casting works that good on them down?
Y'all haven't seen my thumb out on it?
No, I've seen it. That's what I'm saying. But every time?
Every time.
Oh shit!
Every time, yeah. It's got the setting from 1 to 5. So you just dial in what you're going with, whatever.
So how do you know what to set them at?
You start out at 3 and you cast, whether it's wind to your back or wind to your face. Your backlash and you go to 4. Your backlash go to 5. If you're backlashing on 5, you need to come see me because either you're doing something wrong or something going
I see you sitting that stuff into your thumb like. I've been
definitely
casters all my
spoiled,
life.
that's
Used
for
to
sure.
cast
Well, I mean,
me.
they do like competitions, though. That's what I have.
And I still have 100 yards of 60-pound braid on it after the cast.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
So it's badass. And he has 100-pound hollow cord. You just feed the 60-pound into it and then cinch it down.
Yep.
Yeah,
That-
it's Chinese figures. That shit's badass.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
So
So
now I maintain my line capacity rather than having to throw it away and refill it, throw it away.
Yes.
Refill it. Like if I ever see those pools, it's because I got a monster fish. But if I lose the line, then I see it.
Yeah.
On that, I just pull all the line right back in and keep running.
So that's only 6 pounds.
No, that's 130.
That's big shit.
No, there's 100 pounds.
Yes,
Yeah. And I got 60 pounds underneath.
underneath, yeah.
Yeah.
So how much pound do you have on top?
100 yards.
100 yards?
That way I can cast out and worry about it. Now this one's got 80 pounds on top. I got 175 yards of braid.
Okay.
And even that too.
That's not bad. That's even this heavy shit.
Well, this is heavy. So now this is good.
But I see what you're saying. You never have to worry about replacing your line underneath the first one.
In the last 20 plus years.
Because he puts all that top shot on top. So like you said, if you got to replace it, you can replace it.
Yeah. That's it. You know, at the most, we use up to do 100 yards, rock and roll all day long. So if you think about it, you're always fishing.
Yeah.
That right there is just like,
Yeah.
well, I've got 2 of each rod, so I'm gonna keep same thing. I'm gonna put them to the test. So. My main thing is to get my son going on. It's been a minute since we've been out here. So.
What's up with Mom Paul? They knocked it all down?
Yeah, they knocked it down, and they're supposed to be working on it, but you know how that goes. It all depends where the money's going. So.
Yeah.
What kind of knots do you tie to sharks? Normal, like clutch knot? Or?
Actually, I don't even know what the name of the knot is. I just send it through, wrap it around 4 times, and right back to the
It's
other.
the same thing. It's the same thing. I don't know.
And
I that shit forever.
And the beautiful thing about it is you can tie it at the end of the day.
Last year we were fishing all right, and my brother was trying to tell me how he was gonna have to tie something. And I said, I've tied this thing my whole life, and I ain't never had to do it.
Right? Yeah. I was gonna say if it was good, leave it, but looks too much to be on the line.
there's no beat on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing, trying to get my cast back in. All right, I'm gonna go left just a little bit.
So is this kind of really like most of the old like the fishing you do, just like Avet's like going on bottom, or you ever like jetty fish?
I jetty fish too.
You do?
Yeah. Jetty, kayak, offshore, bay fishing.
I want to get on an offshore boat. I mean, I don't know. I fell in love with jetty fishing last year.
It's something else. It's a lot of hard work.
It's
It's hard work.
I mean, I think we had like an 8-hour day, dude. And my buddy was with me, and I was trying to get him on a big bull ride. And I was like, dude, like you just gotta be patient. Like we were chasing the schools off the color change all day, and like I kept telling him, I was like, they're gonna come. Be patient.
Yeah.
Not even 20 minutes of daylight left. The school after, and we all hooked up on 40+ inch bulls. Something I think we can do though. But fish has been haunting me ever since. I lost a lot of tarpon in Mansfield. I went down there in November. I lost probably like 5 or 6 tarpon.
I'm gonna see her going out of bait. How much it would cost?
So they got 2 drones over there.
No, I know, but some people are real particular about helping other people. Come out. No. Yeah, it's the wave. If you watch the wave, when it comes up and it crests, it catches the line and brings it down. Yeah, these aren't real stiff rods like that. My stiff rod there, see it barely moves. But that one is not so stiff, so it does that. And if it's season seaweed, it catches it even more. That and you'll see the rod really down.
You gotta grab it and
Play with it a little bit, yeah. I'll record it and put it on my channel. Alright. Excuse me guys, real quick.
Oh,
Excuse me guys.
watch it. Go it. Let the fisherman fish.
Oh, they're good.
Oh.
Backlash ratio is very good compared to mine, so.
I was watching the drone there for a minute. It's going left, you know. Oh, just throw. Yeah, I was going right. I was casting, so the drone was going back. Casting, yeah. But they're holding up, so. All right, guys, so a real quick explanation of my video from earlier today, the video short of explaining the using the bricks for setting up your rods after you cast or after you drone or after you kayak bait, is because when people are fishing on the pier, they're going to be casting. And yeah, it may not always go perfectly right in front of them, but if you have your lines going out at a 45 across the pier, you're going to be blocking out a lot of fishing area. So by using the pier and proper fishing etiquette, you can still get your baits out and move them, and you know they don't have to be fishing right directly in front of you. If that happens, it's going to happen. It's understandable. I know this. I've done it too many times. No, they're doing pretty good.
$1,800.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, but he said too, he only gets
two flies and it dies. So they also have like a $2,000 generator. Probably not that much. That my uncle has that Swell Pro. That one's pretty badass when it works.
Right, when it works, yeah. I got one of those too. I haven't learned how to fly it yet. But I pretty much like the fact that they pretty much got out here and went straight to.
Yeah.
Even if I had my jet plane, launch it out before they knock over there.
Yeah, it's
Ride it out here, come all the way over here.
Well, if you have one of the inflatable boats, it's legal to launch from the home if you ever...
Oh, no, we could launch it from the beach, but I got 2 jet skis on the trip.
Yeah, you don't want to screw.
Well, that, yeah. I like the paracord Avet. I do too, but I wonder how it's going to hold up against smell. You know, I guess, well, smell, is it going to soak up all the smell and all that? Yeah.
Well, your keychains don't smell.
But I don't grab it when I'm full of bait.
One of my favorite...
I grab the fishing rod when I'm full of bait.
One of my favorite custom rod places is, they're out of San Antonio, Bimini.
Bimini? Yeah.
That guy,
Actually, no, I don't have any of his rods. I got 4 or 5 of his rods in my collection that he built.
They're nice. I mean, they come with they're expensive, but
He's worth it, man. He's worth it.
they have like, I think the state record tune on one of his rods. I know they called it off I forgot what it was. But not state record. It was the most recent big one, like 757, I think it was.
Off charter boats, yeah. Now he's been building rods a very long time.
My buddy Blake from Austin, he just bought the new Van Saw with a bail on it, and he had a Bimini rod. He put it on, and he got home late one night. He was with us, and it's a St. Croix blank, so he has like a 15-year warranty on it. But we got home, shut the garage, got his Bimini was back for $750 rod, smashed. But the guy's gonna be cool about it. The Bimini guy, he's gonna salvage everything. He's only gonna charge him like $100 and something bucks.
Oh, that's basically another.
But the reason his rod is like $750 is because they do a cork grip, and it's like rings this big, and each ring is like expensive cork, like $20 a ring.
Yeah.
And there's like over 20 or 30 rings in the handle.
Yeah, but no, Bimini knows his shit. He does. He ain't gonna get crap, basically.
Yeah.
And so I offered to those gentlemen, hey, look, check it out, your lines are way left, you know, just put them on my side. They wanted to complain about me and my team's gear being up on the rail because we were still setting up at the time. We just got there. And I said, hey, I'm not worried about that. I can pull them off. And, you know, I walked over there and I pulled off the rods, you know, and put them on the back handrail until we were ready to get to them. But that wasn't enough. They started wanting to count out bricks and say, well, I'm going this way, I'm going that way, and, you know, trying to call me out on my casting. I was like, well, look, I'm casting out far enough that I'm crossing your line at that distance. Once it lands over the line, of course, it's going to pull it to the right, and I have to walk over to your line and come up and over it to reset it, which, you know, I didn't mind doing because I know I don't leave my lines crossed over somebody else. But at the same time, if you're unwilling to fix your lines, you're always going to run into problems, not just with me, with everybody else that can cast like that. And, you know, proper fishing etiquette, keep your lines straight into the water, and that way you can fish alongside everybody else and everybody can have a good time.
The guy goes, man, dude, I want you to cast my reel. And I looked at it, I said, how much was that thing? He said, $400. I said, he said, why? I said, because I break it. He goes, no, if you break it, I turn it back. At least I know it can't. He goes, dude, you can take this tree pretty stuff. I know, I got my phone. All right, you'll hurt that guy. Next piece that goes off, get on it. All right. So it ends up taking off. Bring it up. Up on it. Like, all right. Got a real head. I'm looking like this. I'm not even looking at it. Damn. All right. Well, he kept letting me use it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to let my this point. I literally got into Avet. I had 27 rod reels combos. I started selling the reels and giving them away just like the other one. And now I've got like, I got the better part of about 20 Avets. I still need more. I'm gonna start up my own guide service pretty quick. That's all we're doing. Yeah. I think it's time to sharpen. No, blue runner. Blue runner. Okay, yeah. The other one I was bad. I got it off. Yeah.
Instead of blocking off, you know, multiple distances of pier because your lines are crossed. Nobody else was allowed to fish in that area because those lines were crossed like that. And then they wanted to get upset and, you know, basically try to call me out on my casting, say that I couldn't cast straight. Well, for one thing, I was casting offset because the area where I needed to cast straight out to, there was a lot of fishing tackle, including their own, was all staged there. So I had to cast further left and make it go right so that way I could split my rods. But at that distance where I was able to fish at, their lines were now crossing over, and so I ended up having to deal with that issue and their complaints. Yet they were unwilling to fix their issue of having their lines crossing to the left. They didn't believe it until the very end when they started reeling in and their farthest left line caught 3 of my cast outs, which were never crossed their line, but they were way left of their position, and then they pulled them in. yeah, nice and tangled up mess. We got it dealt with, and they ended up leaving the pier. But you know, I had to definitely put out some knowledge on that issue right there. So obviously they're gonna say I couldn't cast straight to save my life and this and that. Come on, guys, I've taught over 5,000 people in my time of how to cast, improve their cast, and also get direction on their cast. And so, you know, everybody around me, you know, I'm sharing knowledge. That's what I do, guys. I'm there to help out, fish alongside you, with you, help you any way I can. But if you're unwilling to help yourself, you know, to proper fishing etiquette techniques, then I can't help you there, guys. That's why at that point when they started complaining like that, I didn't even mess with them, because there's just some people you can help, and there's other people you just cannot help with anything. You know, they know it all. So, oh well, I kept doing my thing, testing out these rods, and you can see this secondary rod right here. It's definitely something else. The reel seat position is a lot lower than what I'm normally used to on the longer rods. However, I still had to put them through the process of testing them and stuff like that. There is going to be a final video of where I talk about what I would like these rods to be improved with and how they can definitely upgrade for us, because they're trying to expand their lineup into the saltwater fishing community. So these are going to be definitely some changes that will need to be done, and I will show them to you as I normally do. All right, guys, y'all have a good one. Just wanted to touch base with y'all, and happy Father's Day, guys.
That's why it's testing with just the weight. Yeah, I met him.
He's a pretty damn nice guy. I don't know him real well, but he was the one that talked to us one time. The other day, I shoot my boy Clint Hollow for on his reel. But, yeah.
Did you see how they spooled it onto the reel? How they tied the knot to the reel? That's the one thing a lot of people don't pay attention to, and that's where they screw you. They put, like, we got 100-pound fish, they'll put like 10-pound mono.
Yeah.
So it breaks off. Or they tie it to the spool and they don't tie it correctly, so it sits there and spins on the spool.
Yeah.
All right, guys, so with all three of the rods, actually it was 4 of them that I was testing. It was 3 of the meat hunters, and then the Fishing Warrior were a fishing rod. And what I did was I would cast out, and once I got 2 good casts with the surf weight by itself, a 10 ounce, then I would attach my leader, my weight and bait to it, and then I would go to fishing. All casts with the weight by itself, I was getting anywhere from 100 to 130, maybe 140 yards into the wind, casting a 10-ounce weight by itself. Mind you, I'm casting off a pier that's 16 feet above the water, so it allowed me to really put, you know, the bend to it and get a good cast. Now that I'm setting up all the leaders and everything, I'm putting the bait on there, and I noticed that it dropped down, obviously, to anywhere from 80 to 100 yards on cast at that point, which was, it was fine. And I was going to keep going with the testing, but we'll see how it goes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know the other day until I got up there. I was like, oh, no, they ain't. I was like, what? Like, oh, no, I don't know.
They charge a lot of money to rent this spot out. It's crazy the way they run it, too. Like, you're in charge of watching everybody, this and that.